August 3, 2024. It's going to be hot today. It's only 9:20 and it's already 82 degrees over 87%. Now this is alleging it got down to 73 last night. I'm not sure when that was. When I went to sleep around 1, it was still 77 degrees. And I think it was over 94%. Inside is 71 over 47. The only air conditioner I used last night was this one. I put that fan in the hallway there to push it down to the end of the house. And I just let this run on low overnight. It should be set to around 73. Which is kind of weird. I guess it's holding 72. I don't find that the temperature regulation on this is very good, and I'm not sure if that's because it's actually not very good or because the room is too open and the air is moving around too much. I tend to think it's the latter. What is with the camera here? It's all like foggy. But anyways, this is working good. A little bit of rattling because this is busted. Let's see what it held the rest of the house at. Now this is a Lasco Power Plus. Ooh. Which, for whatever it's worth, seems halfway decent. And so in the computer room, that's not running yet, but I'm sure it will be. We got 73. In the bathroom, we got 75. In the bedroom, we've got 72. And in the computer room, we've got 73. So that one machine is handling the whole house pretty well. Let's see what it is in the living room, which has had no fan directed in there, so who knows. And 76. So it's already getting a little warm in here. I can already feel the heat starting to come in. As soon as the sun gets off that machine, I will turn that one on. Allegedly, it's only supposed to go up to 88 degrees today, but I find that hard to believe. I think it's going to go way over that. And then, of course, the index is probably going to be over 100 because of the sun and humidity. So we'll see what happens. I went outside this morning just to water some plants and spray some neem oil, and I was drenched in sweat by the time I came back in, and I don't consider those tasks anywhere near physically intensive. We're getting towards the heat of the day, and it looks like the forecast was pretty accurate. At 88.9 degrees, it predicted 88 as the high. I've seen it go up to 91, kind of goes up and down as the sun comes out and then goes behind the clouds. It's currently 75 degrees over 49 in here. Still got the Fetters 11,700 running on high. It has not satisfied since this morning, and it probably won't satisfy until tonight. So today, what I did was I put this fan here. I usually keep this fan in the hallway, but I put it in here today, moving air into the living room. And now, with all the shades closed, and that fan there with the kitchen unit, it's only 80 in here. 80 over 39, which is totally fine for me. So it's costing a lot less to cool this way as opposed to running the carrier. Now granted, I had the air conditioners on overnight, So right now, this is more of a maintenance than an actual cooling. This would not work if it was already 95 degrees in here to start. This is only working because it was 78 to start with this morning. So this is able to hold, but not necessarily cool. And that's why it's generally better to just leave everything on all the time, because it takes less energy to maintain than it does to change. In the computer room, this is on, but it's satisfied. It's 73/47. And down here, I did put the Carrier Siesta on. It's just set to run continuous, and it's down to 72/50 in here. I've got this fan to move the air onto the other side, and in here it is 76/42, which is totally fine with me. Even with a good fan on, I've been moving around a lot in here and trying to clean this room up, and doing pretty good so far. I'm not sweating at all in here. It's perfectly comfortable. I just have this fan going here, and I've got that fan going, though it really doesn't serve much of a purpose. And I also have the fan on in the bedroom. So we're really doing quite a bit with not a lot of cooling capacity. Let's get some temperature checks of these units. This one's pushing out about 50. Input 75. Actually, it's more than that's. It's like a 27 degree delta. That's pretty good. It's about 75 degrees in here. And this is going to output 49, 48. That's very good. And that's with the fan speed on high. But you should always run the machines on high when it's this hot out. Keep the head pressure down. This one, the input is 72. And output on this is about 52. So there's our 20 degree delta. That's right about what it should be. The input here is 74. And this is outputting 74, so this is working properly. It actually doesn't feel as bad out here as I thought it would. Let's see what this is outputting. Run very, very cool. That's one of the reasons they last so long. Here in the garage we have a little 6K Whirlpool running, and it's keeping it at 72/50. Now this is a great example of how smaller units like 4K, 5K, 6K can handle quite a large area. This is a 500 square foot room. It's pretty big. And the unit is handling it just fine. A lot of people say, oh, 5K is useless, I need 10, I need 8. No. These are very useful, these small machines. So that's like a Delta 24. This is performing about as good as the one in the kitchen. These are great machines. It's just a shame that the fan is so loud. It's dripping as much as the fetters in the front, which is 12K. So why does this one that's less than half drip the same? I don't understand why that fetters doesn't pull more moisture than it does. Alright, now that the sun came out, it just got really hot. I'm already sweating. Let's get a temperature check on this one. And I'm going back in. These also run very cool. I empty the bucket in the morning. It's already about a little over half full. They don't fill it up by the end of the day. Probably then some. Not bad for a 90-degree day. Not bad at all. I have been using this all evening on the generator because it just made more sense to run as opposed to this. And it's noisy, but for what it's worth, it got the job done. It wasn't particularly cool in here, but it took the humidity out and it felt way better than being outside. And it was kind of a throwback too, because this was the first machine I ever used in this house, in this room. But we've got the regular power back, so I'm going back to this. Okay, I guess we can't use that anymore. We're going back to this. In a few minutes. Geez, I knew the fan was having problems in this. Nah, I'm not gonna run it like that. The fan had stalled, not stalled, but it wouldn't start up on low a couple weeks ago, and then the problem like magically went away, and it was started up fine this morning, but now I guess it's gotten stiff again. So that's it. We got to pull that for service. Well, I guess I'll use this one for another couple days then.